Hello, this is Ian from Salisbury FC, and here I am with another video update. And today I am joined again by Steve Claridge. Happy New Year, Steve.
Happy New Year to you too, Ian.
It's been a pretty awful 2020 for a lot of people, and I thought it's about everyone that have had things a lot worse than we have at Salisbury FC. But
absolutely.
Football is obviously our focus, so without trivialising the wider picture, we must discuss things from a football standpoint. So your thoughts on a very testing 2020?
It has. I mean, even obviously prior to this year, last season, I think I look back and I don't think at any stage we had less than 6 players who were injured for any one game last year. And when it was curtailed, it wasn't a relief, but I wouldn't have said it was a blessing in disguise, but it was really hard work. It really was. Probably one of the hardest seasons I've had from a management perspective. So, yeah, I mean, it finished. It was null and void, and we had to move on, and we have done. And I think we all thought, we'll get the summer out of the way, we'll get this season underway, and everything will be great. And, and it was full steam ahead. But, no, it's probably gone from bad to worse, hasn't it? And, the stop-start nature of what we've been through so far, the odd game chucked in here as well, 14 players with COVID, a really good run in the league, 2 results in the cup that could and should have gone better for various reasons. So it's been a sort of skittish sort of end to the season, end to the year in a way. But I think one that we're all glad to see the back of, in all honesty.
Yeah. I mean, that November lockdown seemed to come at the wrong time for us initially, but then, like I say, a lot of players tested positive for COVID. They're obviously given it all clear before returning, but clearly still feeling the effects as we play Bracknell and didn't do particularly well in that game, did we?
No, I mean, we've said before, and no one's looking for excuses. We would have made those excuses before the game. We would have made them immediately after. That is a legitimate reason why they didn't play very well. You've got 14 players with COVID. Some of them can't breathe. Some of them are coming in. Sam Roberts in particular suffers from asthma, so he couldn't get any air in his lungs. So it was a really, really difficult night. Everybody says, "Oh, Bracknell step forward." Bracknell paying serious money to really good players. They gave Havant and Waterlooville a real test in the next round, and they're no mugs. And even if we've been at our best, and we were far from that, it would have been a tough game. So as it was, we played a really good side, and we were way below the standards that we set so far. And that's, we didn't get that little bit of luck on the night that you do when you're not at your best. And for that reason, we went out. But no, there was certainly extenuating circumstances to that game. And, although I know...
the sheer numbers involved as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sheer numbers of players that were...
Yeah, you're looking at probably 2 players who did themselves justice in the whole game. Whereas you can have 2 or 3 that don't play well. It's not normally the other way round. But when you've got 2 or 3 that play well and the rest really out with the washing, and you could tell really from minute 1, it didn't feel right. Both mentally and physically, team didn't look right, and that's how it panned out, unfortunately.
Yeah,
there's not an awful. Yeah, I mean, not an awful lot anyone can do about it, Ian, in all honesty. We played the same team, started the same 11 that beat Tiverton 6-0. So we didn't try and confuse the issue, but it just wasn't to be on the night.
Feeling those after effects from being ill, weren't they? So.
Absolutely. I think a couple of weeks too soon, mate. If we waited, if we've had that game maybe a fortnight later, all right, maybe Darren Mullins wouldn't have been any sort of shape, but the rest I think would have probably been, in some sort of, with some sort of fitness levels to actually attack the game rather than just go through the motions like we did.
Yeah. I mean, we did the league season was going very well, and it would be great to get it completed if we're ever given the green light. Are you able to prepare for that, or is that just something that's not entering your psyche?
No, we've prepared twice now, expecting to go back. I think the 19th, Boxing Day, the 26th, Northern Premier League went back then. I think everybody, well, myself in particular at the club, was convinced that we'd start then, and that knocked me for 6 a little bit, that one. And I don't think, to be fair, you can ask players to keep getting up and then knocking them back down, then getting up again and keep knocking them back down. So we've decided that we've given them some fitness programs. We're a little bit like, I suppose, a ship that's doesn't really know what its destination is at this stage. We're just bobbing around, not really knowing what we're going to do. So we're going to stop. We've stopped now. Most of us are in tier 4 anyway, so it's not possible to train, and we're now going to wait for the restart and something that everybody can focus on again, hopefully.
Yeah, and Antonio Diaz seems to be getting a bit, or hopefully it's going to get a bit of game time as he's gone out on loan to National League Southside Hungerford Town. Looks like a good deal for them both. I think so. I mean, they came in very early for him. Look, there's a balancing act here. When a player goes out, he's got to go out for 28 days. You can't. It's not. When you loan keepers, you can call them back 24 hours, but this has to be 28 days minimum. So you looked at it, and we waited. I'd waited until the Southern League made that announcement that we wouldn't start on the 9th. We wouldn't. Probably wouldn't be on the 14th either. So then you're looking at 16th. Going to be very unlikely on the 16th. Next week's going to be the 23rd. 23rd would be his last game for Hungerford. So, the risks were minimal. You've got to weigh up the fact that I'm not going to sell, us short on the deal. But also you can't stop people from playing football. And, some of the lads have said to me, like, we don't mind waiting a certain amount of time, but, is it right for us to not play for a whole season again? And it's not. And if people get the opportunity and players get that opportunity and they are able to do that, then, who am I to stop them? Yeah, and I mean, hopefully in the long run, we get him from slightly improved fitness if he's ready to go when we get going again, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right, excellent. Thank you very much, Steve. I'm very grateful for you joining us today, and I'm sure the fans will appreciate your views.
I think we probably need to put a health warning with this one, don't we? Make sure you got your antidepressants or something before you listen, because it's not the most upbeat of
it's not.
I must admit, but it's
happy New Year to all.
Yes, absolutely, and hopefully we keep our fingers crossed that things change quickly enough that we can get a full season in, because I think that's absolutely vital. We don't want to be cutting it up and 10 teams going this way, 10 teams going that way. Let's extend the season and let's try and get it all in, and hopefully we achieve what we set out to do, and that's to complete the season.
Yeah, I mean, if things start going better on a worldwide stage with the virus, etc., then hopefully we'll get all that done.
Yeah, I think that the main
we're all
thing
hungry
is,
for football.
Absolutely, I think the main thing is now is that it's not going to be like before. If we start, then we won't stop again, and I think that's what everybody's now looking to do. Do you know what I mean? Once we start this time, there won't be a stop. We will start and we'll just continue, and hopefully there'll be enough time remaining. Even if they push next season back a couple of months and they extend this season by a month, that'll be fine. That we can all live with that. We can all get a full. If we started at the start of October next year, we get a full season in, so it wouldn't be a problem. But it is vital for the integrity of the league that we do finish it this year.
Yeah, we've got to give it our best shot. Well, thank you very much, Steve. Happy New Year yourself, your family, and all our supporters that are hopefully watching.
And to everyone. Yeah, and to everyone listening.
Yeah. Good 2020.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, sort of 2 or 3 weeks, months time, we'll meet again.
Cheers then, Steve. Bye now.
Cheers, mate. Bye.